There are some skills that take a lot of efforts to master. However, once in a while, there comes a personality that seems to have been naturally gifted in those arts. Joe Biden is one of such once-in-a-generation talent. He has single-handedly destroyed American geopolitical superiority by his mastery over the art of abandoning friends and allies when they need him the most. Hi and welcome to TFI Global, the foreign affairs and geopolitical analysis arm of the TFI Media Group. I'm your host Atul Mishra, and in this video I will tell you how Joe Biden pushed Ukraine towards an unwinnable war and then did nothing. Let's begin. The situation on the Russia-Ukraine border has been simmering for quite some time. Under the leadership of Donald Trump, the US was mostly involved in the Indo-Pacific, which led to the stabilization of the situation in Eastern Europe. However, since coming to the office, Joe Biden has consistently pushed Ukraine to take an overtly anti-Russia stance. Not only that, making the worst possible geopolitical move, he has single-handedly steered the US foreign policy away from Indo-Pacific and back to the now redundant Cold War dynamics. Since Joe Biden took the office last year, we have been consistently reporting on how he's trying to create a Cold War-like situation with Russia to maintain its sway over the European continent, among other things. Last year, back in February, not even a month after taking office, the Biden administration deployed long-range B-1 bombers in Norway. It was followed by assistance packages to Ukraine and small yet coordinated steps to increase the temperatures in Eastern Europe. Year-long, on one hand, Joe Biden provided assistance to Ukraine. On the other hand, he kept promising President of Ukraine Volodymyr Zelensky about total support in case of any untoward escalations. Hey, it's me, Atul. I started this channel. We started small, we went big. Suddenly, the Whitey police was after us. We dodged and ducked, but the algos got us really bad. So we designed our own app. It's free. We never asked for money, we never will. But the droid called us too sensitive and blocked us. We still have an Apple app. Join us and fast, because if you don't, we will cease to exist. Check out the link in the description. However, when the push came to shove, Joe Biden is doing what he does the best: abandon his ally while making grand statements. Joe Biden has made no secret of his deep love for NATO and mindless anti-Russia activism. Biden's aims from the very first day have been those of making NATO stronger than ever before and ensuring that Russia kneels before the formidable Western alliance. This Cold War rhetoric and subsequent promises encouraged comedian-turned-Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky to take multiple anti-Moscow steps and also crack down on pro-Russia sentiments in the country. High on Biden's support, the Ukrainian ambassador to Germany, Andrei Melnik, in April last year said, "Either we are part of an alliance like NATO and contribute in this way to making Europe stronger, or we are left with the other option, which is to arm ourselves." The US has time and again assured Ukraine of its accession into NATO, but without any concrete timeline. The US has always talked about defending Ukraine in any event of military aggression, but as one can clearly see, it did not come to Ukraine's rescue when it is faced with an all-out assault. Joe Biden's modus operandi is this: stoke tensions between Ukraine and Russia, and when Moscow prepares its defense and plans for an offensive, leave Kiev to fend for itself. All the steps since last year emboldened Zelensky to nurture the ambitions of getting out of the Russian sphere of influence. Backed by all the promises made by Joe Biden, the Ukrainian leadership kept considering joining the Western Bloc entirely. However, this is common knowledge that Russia and Vladimir Putin consider Ukraine as the red line when it comes to joining NATO and the Western alliance. Ukraine's geographical location makes it highly dangerous for Russia to see it as a part of NATO. Having NATO weaponry in and around Kiev will make Moscow geopolitically vulnerable, and this is why Putin has time and again reiterated Russia's position vis-a-vis Ukraine. However, the Biden administration has kept propping up the Ukrainian leadership against Russia and escalating the situation in Eastern Europe by warmongering statements. Now, as war has broken out in Eastern Europe and Russian forces have actually invaded Ukraine, Joe Biden is only giving statements and announcing sanctions. Joe Biden, in the initial stages of the Russian onslaught, said he and his wife were praying for Ukraine and its people. He's doing everything but not coming to the rescue of Ukraine. Biden single-handedly pushed Ukraine into a conflict that was relatively stable before his presidency. And now all he is doing is making statements and expressing shallow sympathies.